And I think it's time we kind of get down to it, and it hits home, man. You talked about it. Even though your biggest issue should be this
No,
green
it's
that's
not.
about to come down.
No,
This
it's not.
green, baby.
No,
Yeah, that's
it
right.
isn't.
That's right. Lansing, baby, let's go. But realistically, your real issue is, hey, Michigan is back in the news. They're under investigation for allegedly stealing signs. Hey, how will this impact the season? But is there any validity to the story? Like, talk to us, Alex.
So here's the thing: stealing signs is not illegal. Everyone's doing that. You're allowed to steal signs. What they're saying happened is that we sent people to games, like to live scout, which is not allowed. More specifically for the signs. Now there's a couple things I don't understand. So, well, first off, the guy that wrote this article and released it for ESPN right off the bat, same one that jumped the gun with the Manti Te'o story without doing any real research into it. So that kind of throws some red flags there for me. And two, this one is more Yahoo Sports than ESPN, but the guy that they're saying stole the signs and all that, who we've already suspended, and he's away from the team. He's an assistant coach, an unpaid assistant coach, if I'm not mistaken. The pictures they used to show him in the act, he's on the Michigan sideline. So how can he be at the other game stealing signs if he's on the Michigan sideline? So I don't know. To me, this screams them piling onto Jim for not being able to nail him with anything from that first investigation. Yeah. And like I was telling Ben and Johnny and those guys on Thursday, when you mess up and the NCAA can't necessarily pin you for anything on their first investigation, you're going to be under the microscope for every little thing the rest of the way. So when somebody tips like, hey, they might have been stealing signs, they're going to go full-fledged into it and look into it. To me, I think this is just more kind of towards what Braylon Edwards said about it. We're back to being a dominant program. Some of the schools in our conference don't like that we're back to being a dominant program, and they're trying to take any shot they can. So I think this is just some of those rival schools not liking that we're handling business again.
Interesting. So maybe our guys should be aware if you guys are starting to steal the signs of our dominant game plan.
Every team the rest of the way that Michigan plays had the chance to cancel the game. The NCAA gave them every chance. They all denied it and said, we'll play. Yeah. So, and to be fair, the two schools that it's kind of being guessed that they are saying we stole the signs are Rutgers and Indiana.
Yeah.
Did we really need to steal signs to beat you guys? I don't think so.
That's the problem.
I just think this is them trying to pile on, essentially. Now, could it be true? Absolutely, it could be.
Yeah.
But until we see even a shred of evidence, I'm not batting an eye at it.
Well, yeah. And I think it goes back to like what you're saying. It's like at the end of the day, the NCAA did not go through with the 4-game suspension, but Michigan imposed their own suspension. So the NCAA is kind of like, okay, you handle it, but it's like, wait a minute. We want to still say our piece. We want to still add in our little 2 cents on that matter, man. So,
and they are still going to punish us for that. There's 2 or 3 or 4 level 2 infractions. So like minor infractions for recruiting that they're going to penalize us in 2024. Yeah. I'll wait to see what that is. But, I saw this comment when it came up. I thought it was pretty funny.
It's good. I'm not. Hey, he can't read the lips either, man. I'm covering it up, man.
Here's the other thing. If you're worried about a team stealing your signs, either do what Ohio State did last year and switch up your signs, or do what everyone else is doing and go to the wristbands.
Yeah, right.
Like Yeah. I don't know. I don't think there's anything really to take from it yet. There could be something, but just like every other scenario we've gone through with this, like the Mel Tucker stuff, all that, I'm waiting and seeing until there's something that leans me in one direction.
Yeah. Because there's a lot even now coming out about Mel Tucker in the other direction where you're just like, ooh, were they too quick to jump on some of this?
Yeah.
There's a lot of background. You know what I mean? All right, bet.
Yeah, like you see players from all other school, like you had JJ Watt, who's a Big Ten guy for Wisconsin. You had guys from all these other schools being like, or they could just be scouting. Like it's not. I think
the thing.
Part of it is we have a top 5. I think we have a top 5 coach, top 5 quarterback, top 5 defense.
Yeah.
Maybe we're just that good. I don't know. Like
that's. Mm-hmm.
I wanted to try and say that without sounding like cocky or arrogant, but like it's maybe the team is just head and shoulders above those guys.
The proof is in the pudding, man. Like, to be honest, there's only one team that's won more games than you in the last couple of years, and that's Georgia. And we've seen what they've done. You know what I mean? So, hey, the proof's in there. But look, I see Kate is here, and we appreciate she's back on the Ladies Show. She did say her piece on the Ladies Show, so I did want to share that and get your reaction to it real quick. Let me see. Let me bring this up. All righty, here we go.
All right. We got to talk about it, Kate, because it's all over the news. It's all over everything everybody's talking about is the NCAA is investigating Michigan's football.
Oh yeah.
So
we're used to it. It's part of like the ground and the woodwork, everything else. Yeah. Because we supposedly stole signs and
exactly. I know.
We gotta tell them
wait a minute. That's not the one. Give me 1 second. I'm trying. Let me get the one where she actually says it. But yeah,
while you're doing that, she does raise a lot of really good points. Like, if we were stealing signs, why are we getting out to slow starts? Why are we throwing picks against Bowling Green? Why are we like? There's a bunch of that stuff where it's like, yeah, if we were stealing signs, we're not going to be putting the ball into places where it's getting in harm's way. We're not going to be struggling against those kind of teams. Like, yeah. I don't think there's anything real to it.
All right, here it is.
What do you guys think? What do you think?
It's a bunch of bullpucky. If we were if we were really doing all of this, we wouldn't have had rough starts against like Indiana. We had rough starts against Rutgers. We didn't always come out powerhouse like we should have, and we didn't like completely. Oh, good Lord, Sean Spencer, get away with that crap. But my 3 interceptions against the defense. If we read their defense perfectly, he shouldn't have thrown 3 interceptions in a game. We shouldn't be turning the ball over, or we shouldn't be doing some of the stuff we're doing if we have all the signs, all the signals, all the scouting that they're talking about. I mean, I just think we have swag that says Michigan versus everybody, because that's literally what it is. And Sean, it's not true. It's just
I was poking fun.
It was Indiana and Rutgers, the 2 last teams we played, and we beat them pretty handedly. That have made these allegations against our team and against our coaches. And all I know is Harbaugh is not that man. He is very true. He is very honest. He's very humble. He's a good Catholic man. That man believes in his faith and believes in God. He would not cheat. He would not steal. He would not beg, and he would not borrow to win those games. He has been at that organization for 7, 8 years now. He has had several different coaches come in and out. He's just finally got the right chemistry and the right powerhouse. And maybe some princesses in the SEC have decided maybe they don't want to see the blue blood Michigan team win. And so they're like, why don't you make a few phone calls so they don't come and beat Georgia? Sorry, Anthony. But I'm just so sick of the scandal and the controversy that it's always Michigan this, Michigan that. But other teams can do whatever they want to do and barely get a slap on the wrist. Yet we get all these investigations. You don't see other coaches getting suspended. You don't see other organizations in college football going through what we're going through. I mean,
game days at
Cheeseburger,
Columbus, right?
Do this, we watch this.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. We're just taking it out on the football field. We don't have to settle this huddles. We don't have to settle this anywhere else.
Harbaugh stole my sign. Harbaugh stole her sign. Harbaugh stole his sign.
We're going to show them that we have a very good coach and a very good program, and we're going to win on the field because we don't need all the other stuff that they claim we need.
All right.
Wow.
You heard it from her first. You heard her reaction. You know what it is.
Wow. Hey,
see, in my first. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, ladies and gentlemen, that was Kate Alverson. For those of you that don't know, and that was a powerful rant. But go ahead, speak on it, man.
For me, my first thought, where I kind of questioned it the other way, was when I was watching that, and then I saw your comment of, well, you didn't have your head coach for those first 3 games. So I was like, well, maybe was he off at other games watching, like. But I mean, there was the first week, him and Sherrone Moore were both suspended, so Harbaugh went over to Moore's house. They watched the games there. So week 1 ruled that out. But I was like, there was week 2 and 3 where he could have. But then I was like, no. As soon as they said it was the other guy, I was like, no, there's nothing to it.
No, not at all. So, hey, at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, we will see if that has any impact in the game. Obviously, they have to take on Powerhouse, the giant brother in East Lane. Wow.
It's a little more than
you
that.
know what?
Little more
go
than that.
Green! Go White! Let's go. Couches are already burning, baby. That's right. But look, we have to move on because we got to talk. There's one more major storyline out there that people have been saying. Kate said he was working.
Yeah, that takes out another week. Yeah, week 3. That's right. No, week 2. So week 3, maybe he was somewhere else.
We still don't know. And they're gonna find it. What up, Scott? I know you guys are Mizzou fans today. Hey,
I gotta say I'm biased with that one because of Will too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.